Welcome to my new lecture series. This is Muthaminal R, Assistant Professor from the Department of Agricultural Engineering at SNS College of Technology. Today we'll see the topic on soil moisture forms that comes under the unit Soil Water Plant Atmospheric Relationship that comes under the subject Irrigation and Drainage Engineering for the students of B.Tech Agricultural Engineering 6th semester. The today's topic that we are going to discuss are on soil water. What are the primary classification of soil water, management and availability, and soil water constants? We all do know that what is soil water. Am I right? So, soil water is nothing but a heterogeneous system that exists in solid, liquid, and gaseous form. While the solid forms is found in cold climate and the gaseous form vapor exists in soil water, the liquid form is most significant for agriculture for management purposes. For the management purposes, soil moisture is classified based on the physical forces that retain it and its availability to the plants. So, the primary classification of the soil water will be dependent upon the formation, that is solid form, gaseous form, liquid form, and management classification. So here, if the soil is available as a solid content such as ice found in cold climates, then we could claim it as solid form, and the vapor that is in between the pores would be claimed it as gaseous form. The most significant for agriculture is going to be liquid form, that is the moisture that is available, and based on the physical forces and availability we can classify them as gravitational water, capillary water, hygroscopic water, water of crystallization, and water vapor. This is the water usually that is available for the soil and the plants in order to attain a crop yield. So we are usually dependent upon the gravitational water that occupies soil macropores and drains out freely under the influence of gravity after the soil has been saturated. And also capillary water is nothing but the water that has been retained in the soil micropores and the wedges between the soil particles after the gravitational water has drained. So hereby the surface tension acts as the principal source of force which serves the principal source of water for plant growth, and also it typically holds the tensions between zero point 0.1 to 0.33 bars and atmospheres. So this is how we can identify whatever water is available for the plants. So here I have shown you a graphical representation of water holding capacity. So that means that the water holding capacity is usually dependent upon the soil water constants, such as saturation capacity, field capacity, available water holding capacity, and permanent wilting point as shown here. When all the soil pores are completely filled with water, then it is said to be as saturation capacity. And if the available water for the plant growth is limited, then it is said to be as field capacity. That means that the maximum amount of water a soil can hold against the pull of gravity. Available water holding capacity is nothing but the portion of capillary water held between the field capacity and the permanent wilting point from the plants can actually absorb. So this is the third stage, and the final stage is wilting point, where no water is available to the plants. The soil water content at which the plants can no longer extract the water between the enough moisture to environment. So here we can classify the soil, as I have said before, as gravitational water, capillary water, hygroscopic water, water of crystallization, and water vapor. So I have already discussed you what is gravitational water and what is capillary water. Now let us see what is hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water is nothing but it exists as a very thin non-liquid film observed from moist air and held tenaciously to the surface of soil particles. It is held at extremely high tensions and is completely unavailable to plants. So that means that the water that are available for the plant growth is only gravitational water and capillary water. So the next one is water of crystallization. This is also unavailable but chemically bound in minerals. So these are water molecules within the crystal lattices of soil minerals or held as shell around the certain cations. So this water is unavailable to plants and can only be removed by heating soil to temperature above 105 degrees Celsius. Water vapor is also insignificant because in unsaturated soils, water occurs as vapor in the soil air. It moves along water vapor pressure gradients, often increasing with soil temperature, though the amount involved is generally insignificant for practical irrigation purposes. So here I have shown you the management and availability levels according to the soil water content. So the first stage is saturated soil, where most of the soil pores are filled with water and it is in wet condition. Next is field capacity, where the maximum amount of water is available for the crop growth. And the next two stage is allowable depletion, that is where the water is getting reduced, amount of water that is available is getting reduced for the plant, where the plant stress begins and then it reaches up to the permanent wilting point, which is unavailable, that is dry in nature. So here also we can see that whenever there is going to be a change in phase, obviously the plant growth also affects. So that means the availability of water plays a major role, where the growth of the plant plays a major part. So this is the analogy that we are going to see today, that is water that immediately leaks out, not usable by plants, are said to be as gravitational water. Water held and easily squeezed out, usable by the plants, are said to be as capillary water, and the slight dampness deep in fibers, not usable by plant, is said to be as hygroscopic water. So let us summarize today's session. What we have seen, that is soil water moisture forms, the physical states that are available, and we have seen about the primary classifications like gravitational water, capillary water, hygroscopic water, water of crystallization and vapor water, along with the saturation capacity, field capacity, available water holding capacity, and permanent wilting point. Today's assessment quiz is, according to the provided text, which classification of soil water serves as the principal source for plant growth? Hygroscopic water, capillary water, water of crystallization, and gravitational water. As we all know that the answer is capillary water. So the term available water holding capacity is defined as the portion of water held between field capacity and wilting point. So these are the reference that we have took for today's session. You guys can go and check for it. See you at the next class. If you guys have any kind of doubt or anything, ping me anytime. Thank you.